Avatar is my favorite show for a plethora of reasons.
Big word.
Thank you. Ranging from the zany comedy, meticulously planned out, no filler plot, and amazing subtle romance, all the way to arguably the best character development in all of television, Zuko. If you had to give a case to the people why they should stop everything and watch this masterpiece, what would that case be?
Okay, I would say that you just gotta, it's one of the, you already established this. It's like one of the best shows ever,
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Number one.
But it's like, I think that Avatar just has so many things for every, like, one that wants to enjoy it, Like, there's, like, fighting scenes, and then there's, like, romance, and then there's comedy, and then there's, like, like, even for people that, like, geography, it's like the map is just such a cool place, and they, like, travel all over the world, and I think it's just such a cool show that anyone can watch, It's like, if you like anything, you'll find at least some of it in Avatar, So I think it would be a good fit for most people.
I love the... That's my dog again. Whenever I got a podcast, she's like, well, I gotta intervene real quick.
She's allowed to.
Yes. The combat in Avatar is so amazing, particularly because the creators, they took specific martial arts styles and they set them to each bending type. And if you watch the show, they're doing flips and backflips, and they're like doing limbo and walking on their toes, and everything is insane movement. And that's why coming out with this Netflix Avatar show that they're recreating, I'm excited for that. And I'm also kind of iffy. I'm excited because it's going to be made by the original creators. It's been picked up by Netflix, and they're known for just like throwing money at anything. And so there won't be any budget issues. Yeah. I'm excited for all those reasons, but also there's some parts of the show that are just going to be impossible to recreate. Like the funny, zany faces they make. Yeah.
Like the zoom ins and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Like in the second episode of Avatar, I was watching it last night. They're, when Aang gets captured by Zuko, and Zuko's like, take him to my quarters, and then Aang, he escapes the two firebenders, and he's running around the ship.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to find his staff, and then he opens a door, and he finds Uncle Iroh sleeping, and he slowly closes the door, and then his lips like stretch into the crack of the door and says, sorry. And then they pull back out, and you just can't recreate that in a TV show
without it being like absolutely horrifying. Yeah,
exactly. I love. Do you remember the desert scene where Sokka is high on the cactus juice? And there's a big explosion. He's like, "Ooh, pretty mushroom cloud."
Yeah, the faces are gonna be hard to create, and also like a thing I'm scared about for the live action, is like the movie.
We don't talk about that.
Okay, yeah, but we have to. So it's like, what if it just completely goes in that direction that it's like the movie? Like, I know that M. Night Shyamalan didn't really know the like show and didn't really have any of the original creators on like the project, but like it's still a kid trying to bend, but it's like he's not bending anything, because I think live action would just be hard to like, kind of transfer that from the like animators to real life. I mean, I guess CGI is like at a all-time high, but I'm still worried that it's going to be like that movie.
Yeah, I get what you mean, because like if you think about particularly bending air, that's going to be an interesting thing to CGI. Like you can do fire, water, earth, but air.
Yeah, it's like you just move someone's hair, like put them in a fan.
It's just there's going to have to be leaves everywhere, and whenever you move something, you're basically leaf bending.
Yeah, like you're in like a giant drill going into Boston Say, but you're just there's leaves in the drill to show that he's air bending, like just leaves everywhere. But I don't know if this is going off topic, but I didn't really ever know in the show if they could see the air that Aang was bending,
That's true. Like, it's never been like confirmed.
Yeah,
that might just be something that we can see, but the people couldn't.
Yeah, because like if you like, okay, so I'm just gonna like cite a few episodes because like I recently wrote a paper on this for English, but
yeah, give me a high five.
But like the episode when they first like introduced Toph, well, not in the swamp, but like they introduced Toph like actually as a character.
Yeah.
Aang like does this little like, you know, tornado.
He does a little whip of his hand to make a little tornado to cool off her soup.
And everyone's like, "Wow, that's so cool," you know. But then like then there's also the episode when like, you know, they're trying to get like what's his name? The earthbender from that little village, and his like dad got arrested.
I don't know his name, but I know who you're talking about.
So like they're trying to make Katara look like an earthbender, so Aang has to like blow air in the vent, and the rock flies up. But if they could see the air, they know it's not earthbending, it's airbending. But like, so they don't see that, but everyone sees like the tornado. I don't, you know, it's like it's never really
that's true
shown. Do we see the air or not? You know, so
I never really thought about that point. Yeah, there's many times when, well, yeah, because if you think about whenever he does his like Aang goes crazy avatar state and he puts his hand like this and he makes the ball around him, the first time he did that when he found out Monkiatsu died and he killed all the firebenders, he did that and Katara like approached him and I'm pretty sure she like hesitated right before the ball, and that's sort of a reason you could say they do see it.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe in the live action, they'll probably make it so, you know, if it's in a sandy area, there's going to be sand blowing around. But if there's going to be like a rocky area with nothing in the air, there's probably going to be even less so you can see the air.
Yeah.
Because definitely trying to recreate that scene where, you know, he's doing the air bending with the vent in the rock, that in live action, that'd be even less believable.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the whole point of the gag. So it's like so unbelievable. But like, yeah, I just, are they just going to like, you know, draw like white squigglies that like, you know, used to do in like elementary school to draw air?
Like the cloud blowing the air.
Yeah. Like, is that what they're just going to do every time Aang does something? I don't know. I'm excited though to see it. I think it'll be a good show. I mean, I'm probably going to binge it even if it's bad, but
in that live action, they even specified it's going to be like an hour per episode.
Wow!
So they're going to completely expand what they've already done, even more character development, even more better in-depth like action scenes, all that. And that I'm very excited for because I've got the comics. I sent you a photo, and one of them is the Lost Stories, the Lost Tales, and the Lost Adventures. And it's just certain things they did in the show that they actually didn't put on the live action. Like they were going to put it in the show, but then for whatever reason they didn't. And so that's this book of like a bunch of little short stories. And they could definitely put those into the show.
That's gonna be really interesting to see like the smaller details of like, you know, the things we didn't see. I remember when I first heard about the live action show, I was like, my brain was going wild, you know, with thoughts and like ideas of what could happen. And I was like, excited because I was like, what if they do like an anthology series with like each avatar getting an episode, you know?
That would be really cool.
I thought that would be so cool, but like they didn't do it. They're just doing the same story, which is going to be cool. But you know, I would have loved to see like Kyoshi or
You talked about the Kyoshi book, right?
Oh yeah.
That's an actual a novel, not a graphic novel.
Yeah, that's an actual novel, and I was gonna buy it and pick it up and, you know, read it. But then I thought it came out like this year, but it was out last year. So what a fan I am. But yeah, so.
I've got majority of the graphic novels, and I think I'm waiting on 3 books to come in. After I read them all, I can loan them to you. You can read them too.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I think that would be cool. I would take care of them, you know, not break them or anything. But
if you do, I'll sue.
Yeah, okay, understandable. But that would be cool because I know some of the like, you know, things that they tell in the story. Like I know that there's like after, you know, with Zuko's mom and stuff, there's like a few comics about that. And
it's The Search.
Yeah, and I think that's like such a cool thing to go into because like when I was first watching the show, you know, I was like, where's Zuko's mom? Did she die? What happened to her? But I think it's so cool that they actually described, you know, what happened to her.
Would you like me to tell you? Or
I already know.
You already know?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll tell to the people listening.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. We've got, I'm drawing an actual blank on the name of Zuko's sister right now.
Azula.
Azula. I'm watching the show. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on her name. I'm terrible with names.
Is she in the show yet? Like, she comes like season 2.
Well, it's mentioned at the point I'm at. And Azula, she's like going completely crazy. The final episodes of Avatar, she went full on batshit. And in the comics that come after, The Search, she's having even more hallucinations of her mom. And her mom is like, she's saying her mom's conspiring against her and all this stuff. And so Zuko, Azula, and Team Avatar, they decide to head out to find the mom. And they do some different ways, some different little sub-stories until they get to the main thing. And they eventually go to this village, and they find out that there is a spirit that will... I think they follow the blue wolf spirit.
I didn't read it.
Yeah, I think they follow like the blue... I haven't read it in a while either. I think they follow the blue wolf spirit, and somehow they get to this point, and it's a spirit that she will give you a new face. And
I could use that.
We all analyze our face, and we're like, if this was a little closer, a little more here, I'd really like that.
That's what Botox is for, and like it's plastic surgery, but
If my nose, I think my nose is fine.
We going into this.
Sure. If I had like a better John chin, and like my eyes were a little, like just very slightly wider apart, because they're kind of narrow. Eyes were slightly wider apart. And like this part of my head up here, like the forehead, but the side of the head, it kind of bulges out. So I have to get a specific haircut to make it not look so alien.
Okay, no comment.
If these things were fixed, I'd be a specimen of a man.
Okay, if we're going into this, so I haven't really seen my face without, being plus size. So I can't say really what I would change, because like, who knows? If I was in shape, I could be like a 10 out of 10. Who knows? So I mean, okay, there's a few things though, but like, we're not gonna go into that because I don't want to cry. I'm not gonna do this right now.
I'm not gonna be bashing on you, Sammy. You're fine. This is a safe place.
This is
Sammy.
a safe place. I feel safe.
Back to Zuko's mom. They talk to the spirit, and she's like, "Yeah, I changed the face of this woman," and we also find out that she not only changed her face, but she changed her memories. So she decided to like take away the memories of her kids, and then eventually they go back to the village they were at, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's you! You're a mom!" And she's like, "What?" And then they take her back to the spirit. The spirit gives her face back and her memories back, and then they reunite with their mom. It's a very oversimplified version, but yeah,
of course. I mean, let's just read the novel like right now. Yeah. I think she has like a whole new family and like a husband and stuff now. Yeah. Which, I mean,
she has another kid too, I think.
Oh yeah,
I think the little girl.
Yeah, but she doesn't matter because she's not Azula or Zuko. So it's like, who are you? No one cares.
You're not royalty.
Yeah, get out of here, disgusting peasant. But yeah, Zuko's mom is just like, I can't exactly remember what she did. Oh yeah, didn't she poison like Fire Lord not Ozai, Azulan, and
She made a deal with Fire Lord Ozai, her husband at the time. It was a very abusive, non-consensual, crappy relationship. She made a deal with him that if she were to make him Fire Lord, then he has to let her go and pretend that like he banished her and she died or something like that. And so she killed Fire Lord Ozan.
Azulan, isn't it?
Azulan, yeah. Like I said, I'm terrible with names. I can recite pretty much anything from the show, but not names. And she killed Fire Lord Azulan. He took the throne. He banished her. And then she went back to the town she grew up in because she had her actual love was in that town. Because she didn't grow up in the capital city and everything. She grew up in a little town, and she was like the most beautiful person ever. And so Farlord Ozai, back when he was a young guy, he came up to her and he proposed. And you can't really deny a proposal from the prince.
You can, but like you're not
You
going
might
to be
die.
around. Yeah.
And he took her in as his wife. And for the whole time, she didn't love him. She loved the guy back at the town. So when they finally made that separation, she went back to the guy at the town. And she's like, well, my face is known everywhere and all this stuff. So that's why she went to the face swapper. And she decided to switch faces. And the face swapper, I think they only do it like once a year or something like that.
Hard work.
What's that?
Hard work to swap a face.
Spirits,
man.
they be working these long hours.